Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast. Today our topic is Investor Rehabs for REI Beginners.
Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast with Scott Whitwam, your blueprint to financial abundance. Settle in as we explore the mindset and methods for wealth building through real estate.
Welcome back. I'm Scott Whitwam, and I'm glad you joined me today for Investor Rehabs for REI Beginners. We're diving into a topic essential for beginners in real estate investing, investor rehabs. Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand your portfolio, understanding investor rehabs can make a big difference in maximizing your returns and minimizing your risk. So let's get started. There are two types of rehabs to consider. One is for a property that is being rehabbed to be sold on a retail market. So it's going to go to a retail customer. This could be a portfolio property. Maybe you've just decided to stop renting it and you want to sell it off. Or it could be a property you acquired specifically to fix and to flip. Number two is a property that is being rehabbed to be part of a portfolio. This could be an existing asset that's in your rental portfolio, but it's time to be updated. Or it could be a property you acquired simply to add to your rental portfolio, what we call buy and hold. For the most part, the process is similar. The real difference is going to be on the level of quality of the rehab. If you're buying modest homes to turn into average rentals, you may use a different level of quality of materials. For instance, you may buy True Value, Lowe's, Home Depot type materials to do that. But if you have a higher end community and you're doing a fix and flip, you're not going to install particle board cabinets and laminate countertops. You're probably going to buy your fixtures from a upper end manufacturer where you get solid wood cabinets. You're getting higher quality shower valves and those type of things. So really the difference between the two approaches is the quality or level of the finishes of the remodel, and they can be significantly different in cost. When it comes to investor rehabs, the wow happens when a property is reconditioned. This is the phase where an outdated, neglected property is transformed into a desire, market-ready beauty. And also, this is what's going to attract your rental clients and your buyers to the property. This phase can be exciting and challenging for beginners. But with the right knowledge and strategies, it can also be financially rewarding. And really, that's why we are investors, for the financially rewarding part. Step one is we need to do some assessing of our property. It doesn't matter if it's you, your home inspector, or a contractor, whoever performed the inspection on the property when you purchased it, or you're having to inspect the property prior to the remodel. They should be able to use the inspection report, the inspection documents, for what you need to do to the property, to determine the work that you want to do. For instance, you may need to replace a broken toilet, but you may want to remove a shower and tub and put in a built-in walk-in shower. By assessing the property's condition and identifying the areas that require attention, this includes inspecting the property's structural integrity, mechanical, and all these cosmetic features, you'll be able to create a work list that doesn't waste money, but makes money for you. Because sometimes what we do is we end up going far beyond what makes sense financially, and we end up costing ourselves. We don't want to do that. And if you're not experienced or you plan on hiring a contractor to do the work for you, then meet with the contractor and go over, the must-be-done items and the things that you would like to have done so you can get the cost. If you're going to do the work yourself, always know what your limitations are. Sometimes you'll end up costing yourself thousands or tens of thousands of dollars trying to do something that's way beyond your knowledge or ability. Get written estimates from your contractors. Once you develop some good rehabbing relationships, they can help you provide prioritizations to the renovation needs. Step two is develop a budget. When you develop a budget, you'll need the estimates to develop quotes, all these things that you receive from your contractors. You will also need your ARV, your after repaired value. And it can be an after repaired rental value, or it can be an after repaired retail market value for the property. A lot of times this will be easy to figure out. Obviously, if you're doing a fix and flip and you recently purchased the property, you need to know what you acquired the property for. If it's part of your portfolio, you may need to do some research, figure out what your basis is with regards to building a budget. Next, I recommend getting a closing cost estimate from your title agent, lawyer, realtor, if you plan on using one. Whatever expenses you're going to have in, because those become part of your disposition on a fix and flip side. Now, if you're just rehabbing and updating one of your properties that's in your rental portfolio, you're not going to need that because you're not transferring ownership. So that doesn't come into play in your budget. But if you are transferring ownership, you'll need to know what those transfer costs are going to be ultimately at the end of the day. Once you have these numbers, then you can make a final determination on what work you're able to complete, what work you're willing to complete, and how that matches with your ability to maintain your profit goals. So step 3 then would be to develop a detailed renovation plan. Once you know your budget, you can assess the items that need to be repaired and the items that you want to be repaired. But you may not be able to afford on some, dispositions, the wants in your remodeling budget. Just because you want high-end cabinets, countertops, tiled showers throughout the house, if you paid too much for the house coming in, or your cost of holding the house through higher interest rates and other people's money, using other people's money, may affect your ability on your remodeling budget. But this plan should outline your scope of work, including repairs, upgrades, and the cosmetic enhancements you plan on making. I recommend that beginners stay focused on cost-effective renovations that will maximize a property's value and enhance profits. This may include addressing major structural issues such as roof, foundation, sewer line, heating and cooling system. So those are all kind of important things to think about. But let's talk about the most important areas of the home to pay the closest attention to when you're upgrading. When you're upgrading homes, the number one thing to focus on is kitchens. I would say in most cases, this is absolutely the number one area. It's something that people are going to see, when they come in the house generally before they see bedrooms and bathrooms. It's also an area that has become an entertaining space. So it's part of our, now entertaining culture with homes. So the kitchen is often a key selling feature because of this, and can significantly impact the resale value of a property if you're disposing the home. If it's part of your buy and hold portfolio and you're upgrading this, maybe to get a higher end clientele, or maybe the property is in a little higher end environment, kitchens are going to be an absolute selling point. Even if you're doing a modest remodel in a lower cost area, you can make the kitchen look nice, and it'll be a greater selling point for you to your rental clients. I recommend investing in modern, high quality fixtures in the kitchen, color appropriate appliances and finishings. This will help more potential buyers and tenants and get you better prices. My experience tells me that white appliances are typically the least expensive and may be appropriate for a mid-level rental or a low-cost flip. However, putting white appliances in a mid-level flip or a high-end rental can cost an investor in more than one ways. And there's been a few times when I've actually had to go out with some of my investor clients and students and go, the reason why your property isn't selling is because of this appliance package. Well, yeah, but I got a great deal on it. It only cost X amount of dollars. And I said, well, take it out and put in a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 appliance package. And it's amazing how fast all of a sudden, when you take out the white, you put in stainless steel, or you put in a custom black or something that a property sells or rents. So just pay attention to it. Don't hurt yourself by trying to save a couple dollars on things like that in the kitchen. You save $500 in the appliance package, and it takes you 2 months longer to rent or sell it. You get lower offers. Buyers considering the cost of themselves having to put in stainless or black appliances. In the end, you lose money. So number 2 is bathrooms. Next would be the bathrooms of a property. And if the property has a dedicated master bathroom, this is the bathroom I would focus on. Because of that, I will use, the next few minutes to focus on spending the lion's share of your money in the master bathroom rehab. This should be a big part of your budget. It's not quite as important as kitchens, but for somebody who that's their primary bedroom that they're going to be in, they're going to want to have a nice bathroom. And then you can make the other ones serviceable and nice. I'm not saying completely forget about them, but you don't have to necessarily go all out. If you are in a place where you've got the budget to do it, I certainly would make all the bathrooms walk-in showers, nice tubs, nice vanities, new toilets, all of that, new paint, all of that stuff that you do. But you make them nice and serviceable in the other bathrooms if you need to. New toilets, can be bought cheaply. And now there's some low-end companies making, some of these bathroom fixtures that look really nice and can be used in sub-$1 million homes pretty effectively. And buyers, they look at them, they're new, they're shiny, the porcelain, they look good, they're energy efficient, dual flush. And so you don't have to spend, $500, $600, $700, on a toilet. Just be smart with what you're doing and the fixtures that you're putting in when you're doing your bathrooms. Vanities, I've always tried to accommodate dual sink vanities in master bathrooms. Many times, I've had to remove single sink vanities and perform a little plumbing modification to install, a vanity with 2 sinks because it wasn't designed. But it can be done, and it makes a big difference for buyers, especially when, a major part of your market will be to couples, and they can have their own vanity sink. Showers, walk-in showers have become very popular. They're not cheap, but they make a very compelling selling point in mid-range and above homes. You need to assess the components that need the most attention in your house, no matter what it is. But, those are the 3 most important points that I would look at when I'm rehabbing, especially as a real estate investing beginner. If this is one of your first rehabs and your budget's tight, don't replace well-functioning showers and bust your budget just so you can say it's got a new walk-in shower, right? The third thing you want to look at is your curb appeal. Curb appeal is your first impression, and you never get a second chance at a first impression. A well-maintained exterior significantly affects the property's preconceived value to a buyer, and it also gives them this preconceived notion of the quality of work that you've done on the inside. Simple upgrades such as, exteriors, landscaping, painting, driveway repairs can enhance curb appeal and make the property more attractive to prospective buyers. If your property's in a planned community, townhome or condo community, you may be restricted as to what you can do, but make the most of what you can. I remember we bought a townhome in a community, and the HOA would not allow us to paint the door any color except the community color. So we couldn't do the red door, the blue door, the green door that made it stand out. It had to be a conformity color. So sometimes you're going to run into that and just deal with it. All the other ones in the community are going to be the same, so you're really not losing anything. Just make yours look nice, clean, and new. So as you embark on your reconditioning journey, it's essential to stay organized, maintain clear communication with your contractors and vendors. Establishing detailed timelines and budgets for the renovation project can help things stay on track and prevent unexpected delays and cost overrun. If you are a novice, consider working with experienced contractors who understand your renovation goals and budget constraints. If you have the experience in that area, then that helps you out. But, use professionals and learn from them, and then do it on your own. If you do things like this, you can streamline the process and minimize the stress. So one last thing, don't forget about the finishing touches. Details matter, and small upgrades can make big differences on how property is perceived by your potential buyers. That wraps up today's episode, Investor Rehab for REI Beginners. We do have more upcoming episodes related to rehabbing on the way that should help you become profitable. Thank you for joining me on this episode. If you found this episode helpful, about investor rehabs for the REI Beginner, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. And if you have any questions, we would love to hear from you. This has been Scott Whitwam. Be sure to join us on our next episode of the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast with your mindsets and methods for wealth building through real estate.